Hi, everybody. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. And this is going to be some examples of three card readings with tarot. That's what this is. I have my deck. I shuffle away. So I'm just going to give you examples of three card reading. I did a poll on my YouTube, and this is what people want. So, examples of spreads. I mean, you could do a one card reading. I never feel like a one card reading gives you like enough information. So you could do it if you like. And I think even one of my blogs is about that. And a two card is almost like it teases you. A two card teases you, especially if you get two cards that are really, in a way, opposite. It's like, I need a little more information. So I'm going to show you some examples of three card spreads. And, my experience is, people like, I want a general reading. It's like that. It doesn't, that, I'm left hanging. I'm left hanging. If no one could decide what they want to eat, then everyone, like 2 hours later, everyone's hungry and this hasn't been a decision made. So I'm going to, put a question to the cards as examples, and I'm going to show you some three card spreads. Okay. Now I do a three card spread many times on my channel because that's what fit. I mean, sometimes necessity is the mother of invention, right? And I started doing three cards because it is when I do this, it was easier for three cards. Four sometimes fit, sometimes didn't. So what happened is it developed into, and I encourage you to develop your own readings, your own formula, right? These are just examples, right? The three card spread, you can make a million of them. I'm sure there's a lot of information on the internet. So we're gonna throw two questions at the cards. The first question is, what's going on with my work? Because that'd be a common question people would ask. And then the second question would be, oh, I just met somebody, maybe romantic, maybe friendship, la, la, la. I met somebody at a party last night, and I was wondering whether I should pursue it. Pursue um, relationship or, friendship. Relationship isn't always love. Sometimes it's business partnership, sometimes it's friendship. Okay. So first we're going to do past, present, future. Okay. So we're going to do the same question and we're going to show you two different spreads. So the first question will be, okay, it's really important to get your question clear. What's going on with my work? Is it a good situation? Is there a room for opportunity? What's going on? What's the general feeling around my work? So we're going to do past, present, future. Past, present, future. Okay. 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 Past, present, future. That was the order I put them in. Okay, so I have a six. I always read numbers. Like if I had three aces, if I have three twos or two twos out of this, that's very, very important. I don't have that, but I'm just letting you know that it's really important. I mean, I could break this down to its number. I don't really do that. All right. So in the past, it looks like I left a job that was really turbulent, right? That emotionally wasn't good. And I went to a new place and I turned my back on it and I'm moving forward. Past. The present is not really clear. It's a little mysterious. I mean, I feel called toward it, but it's not 100% clear yet. That's the present. It's not a bad thing. It's more of an intuitive thing. I read this as intuition. I don't read this a lot of readers read this as this card of fear, and I don't really read like that. This is not a card of fear. This is a card of the mysterious path. I'm not really quite sure where I'm going or how I'm going to get there, but I do have a winding path in front of me, and my instinct tells me to stay on this path. That's what I would say. Especially, I left this place and I'm trying to find my legs. I left my land and I'm trying to find my new way, right? Past, present, it's not quite clear. And then the future is like, Well, I'm going to get really clear on it. There's going to be a clarity coming through. Especially, look, and I look for the symbols. So I have these yuds. These are the smallest letter in the Hebrew alphabet. It's like a beginning. It's a beginning and an ending at the same time. But there are a million of them here. And here it's become more concise. It's become more clear. And like, I know that that place wasn't the right place. It wasn't safe. It wasn't good. It wasn't fertile. And I'm not really quite sure where this place is leading me, but in the future, it's going to become clear, or I'm going to get a new idea, or I'm going to see it in a new way. Okay. So that would be that example for a 3 card: past, present, future. Okay. Now I'm going to ask the same question: what's going on with my work? And I'm going to use a different layout, but it's still going to be a 3 card layout. So I'm going to put these on the side. And now the layout, the next layout for the 3 card reading would be strength, weaknesses, opportunities. So what am I good at, or what's there? The weakness, it's like what's, needs to be worked on or is not there. And how do I combine them to make an opportunity? What is the opportunity? Might be something, the third thing. I have my tea. I buy this like a medley of teas, and they're all fruit, right? So it's pineapple, and I don't know, cherry and orange, and there's some other ones, but there are 5 of each bag. So I usually put 2 bags, right? And I make a big thing. And then, since it's 5, there's always at the end, it's like, well, is it pineapple and orange? Is it pineapple and cherry? I don't know. So that's what that is. I have no idea what it is. I mean, it tastes good. Okay, so it's the same question. What's going on with my work? And then the 3 is strength, weakness, opportunity. Okay. Strength, weakness, opportunity. Okay. Strength, weakness, opportunity. Okay. The strength is that you're willing to try new things. The strength is that there's a creative element. The strength is that there's a certain amount of hope. The strength is um you're going into it with like a new perspective, with a creative, passionate, like there's passion here, right? That's a strength. And also willing to try new things, because he's a page, right? Pages are always willing to try new things because they have this energy of youth. The weakness is maybe, so this is about balance, right? And this is about combining elements. The weakness is maybe I'm listening to too many people's opinions. I would say that that would be the weakness. If I'm reading this card in a state of weakness, right? Because I put the card down like that. That's the thing. When you put the card down like that, you read like that. The thing I want to say though is, like, you're reading, right? And I think for me, it's not about having blinders on. It's really not about having blinders on. Sometimes I'll throw cards, and I'm an intuitive reader, so I feel it, like I know it and I feel it. And that's really what I have to really pay attention to. So that, even though I have that down as strength, weakness, opportunity, I might get such a hit from the temperance card, because it's really the most important card here, because the high cards are always the majors are always more important than the minor. The minor tell the details, the major tell the whole story, right? Tell the bigger picture. So I might go down a different road, but it's good to have, how do I say it? It's good to have a recipe to rely on, and then it's like, I could add onion, you know, or I could, use half the amount of sugar. It's okay. Don't get all rigid. I don't think that's what Tarot's about. Okay. So the weakness, I would say, is I'm trying to balance everything. I'm trying to be everything to everybody, right? The strength is I have all this enthusiasm. Maybe the weakness is I'm combining too many elements, right? And then the opportunity, I think the opportunity is to use your mind. The opportunity is to open to new ideas. The opportunity is to take action on a thought, right? I'm really excited. I have to be careful not to let everybody influence me, right? And try to please everybody. This is where it's at. Have an idea, jump on it immediately. This one doesn't wait. This is one of the fastest cards in the deck. So this would be an example, right? And then let's say I'm in the middle of this and I'm not really satisfied with the answer. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know if my interpretation was really right. It's not that I don't think it was right, but I feel like there's more information, right? Well, why is this a weakness? Like I would ask, why is this a weakness? And then I throw a card or two or three to get more clarity. So let's do that. Why is this a weakness, right? Yeah, because you take on so much energy, it's very unfocused. There's a million trillion ideas. There's a million trillion ideas. Oh, it's coming at me from a million places. It's almost like too much to combine. Okay, and what else? Yeah, maybe I'm looking in the wrong place. That's what I would say to this. If I was asking that question, I mean, this is a really good positive card. It's really creative. It's really wonderful, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, see what I'm getting now? This is what I'm feeling now. So this a lot of times is the international card. And it's like, I'm looking over there for the opportunity, and maybe the opportunity is right here in front of me instead of making something really complicated. Making something really complicated. So that would be my interpretation of this reading. Now, I'm not saying this is the one and only interpretation, but this is a good, I don't know, formula if you want to use a 3 card. So you could do past, present, future, weakness, strength, weakness, opportunity. Or you could change the order. But you do the order, this is the thing, especially that's why I don't think you could read for yourself, because I put it down as strength, weakness, opportunity. And then if I don't like the cards, it's like, well, I'm going to make the strength the weakness, the weakness the strength. No. Then you're like, you're not really reading the cards. You're reading to what you really want to see, which, like, what do you need the cards for? You're trying to get clarity. So those are 2 examples. I'll throw a few more, and we'll do more examples, and then that'll be the first of my 3 card readings. And then I might do other 3 card reading ones. I might do, I've got plenty of them. Don't worry. And honestly, the way to learn how to read tarot is to continue to practice. That's it. So maybe you're watching something on the news, and you want, like, say, more information. And then you throw some cards and you take that information and then watch the story for the next couple of days or the next few months or whatever. So practice, right? All right. So what would be, oh yeah. The other question was, I just met somebody, or you just met somebody, or your friend just met somebody. And it's like, is this worth pursuing? Is there anything there? Or am I just living in a fantasy? Am I going to see this person again? Were they charming because they wanted something? Or were they just charming because they liked me? Or were they charming because they're just charming? Etc. Or it could be business, oh, this is somebody I can go into business with. This is somebody who ignited like a little thought in my head. All right. So is this worth pursuing? So you met somebody, or you're Your person in front of you met somebody. It's like, I met someone. What should I do? So we're going to do past, present, future, right? Let's do past, present, future for that. 1, 2, 3. All right, past, present, future. Okay, now the past, now that I would say either either the person that's asking you the question or the person you're asking about. I think it's the person you're asking about is coming out of a place of heartache. They're coming out of a place of being disappointed, of heartache, of being sad and grief, and they left. And they left. That the present is like they're getting out of that situation. They're getting out of that situation, right? And then they're going to move forward with confidence. So does this include, you know, but like I met this person, let's say I'm reading for myself, even though I don't, but let's say I met this person and I'm like, okay, this person is coming out of a place of heartache. They left the heartache behind. They're moving forward into something new, right? And in the future, they're going to be more courageous. They're going to be able to execute their plan. They're moving forward. There's a lot of movement in this card. So, I don't know. Does that include me? Let's say I'm asking. Does that include me? I would throw it on the Chariot. That's what I would throw the cards on. Does that, am I part of this? Right? The person is defensive. The person is defensive. It's a second 7. Yeah. And they're not really quite sure where they're going. So, I mean, they were an interesting person. Maybe I got something out of the conversation. If I see them again, I certainly would be friendly. But would I pursue this with the Chariot moving really quickly? That someone who just got out of a bad relationship is a little defensive and is following a new path that they're not really quite sure where it's going? I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, I think this person who, this imaginary person, they're really following their intuition and they're trying to, find their own way through the dark, because they were really hurt and they're in a new land, right? Maybe they were in a relationship for a really long time and they were used to being in a relationship. And now they're trying to like see what it is to be single or see what it is, right? Or maybe they moved house, right? Because this could also be moving. Maybe they, moved to a new city, your city, and they're a little defensive. They're ready to like go forward, but they're still a little unsure. It's like, I'm gonna let them find their own way. I'm not, that would be my interpretation of that. Okay. Now, since I don't want to throw the same cards, I'm going to put these on the side. And that was past, present, future. And then you're going to ask about this person in a different 3-card reading. And this next 3-card reading is strength, in this order: strength, weakness, opportunity. Excuse me. Away we go. Wow. All right. Their strength is, I mean, this is incredible. This is like this is probably the best card in the deck. Their strength is that they love to have fun. They're really abundant. They're really free. They're really nourishing, really loving, fertile, abundant. I mean, this is a great card, right? The weakness could be there's a certain narrow-mindedness, it's only one way. Like maybe their soul is free, but then their mind could be a little bit in the way, could be a little bit stern, judgmental. There's a judge, judgmental, right? And then the opportunity is for comfort, which is really lovely. The opportunity is for stability. the opportunity is for domesticity. And it's also like a little mini celebration. So look, the King of Swords is a funny card, because he can go either way. He could either be like really clear-minded or really fair and level-headed judge, somebody who is really clear, really smart, knows the law, very discerning, right? And I'm surrounded by two really lovely cards. So I'm surrounded by two. This is how I would read this. I'm surrounded by like the sun, which is, I think, the best card in the deck. And then this lovely, stability, creative stability, a sense of home, a sense of being at home, a sense of comfort. Um, you know, with this, I would go for it. It's like, okay, maybe you're a little bit too much in your head, but if this is the real energy of it, and the thing is also you have to read cards I mean, you don't have to, but this way I would read it. The sun is such, it's the major on the deck, on the thing, the layout. So it takes a lot of prominence. I know that I read Temperance in a less prominent way, but that's the way card reading goes. Like that's the way card reading, you have to also, it's not just about the card and where it's put. It's also about how you feel, what you hear, what you're feeling, right? And the sun is here. So it's like, okay, maybe this person is a little hard-headed or a little, what do we call it? They only want to see things the way they see things. But underneath it, their soul is full of light and nourishment and joy and happiness and abundance and freedom and radiance and clarity and clarity. I would also say, now that I'm reading, sometimes, as you read, because this is really a card of clarity, this is pretty much a card of clarity. And it's like this person is clear that they want to establish a comfortable home. They're clear that they want a sense of domesticity, of being comfortable, of building something that lasts. Interesting, right? So those are two examples of 3-card readings. I will try to find some 4-card readings for another video, and I will continue on Tarot Tuesdays, even though I've been very lazy and I haven't been lazy, I've just been distracted. So I'm planning on going through the whole deck. I'm probably going to offer Nancy Jean and I, if you don't watch my channel, Nancy Jean and I do the Nancy Jean's Garden. We combine efforts in teaching tarot classes. So I believe we're going to start again in May. I think May. It's not for sure, but I will let you know. And it's 6 weeks. We teach layouts, we teach the cards, et cetera, et cetera. And between the two of us, we have a lot of experience. And I think it's really beneficial to have two teachers because there's different perspectives. And it's like, well, I could use a little this, a little that, a little this, a little that, which I think the more you're exposed to, the better off you are. Not that I think you should buy 1,000 tarot books. I don't think that's a good idea. You buy 1 book or 2 books, you start practicing. That's the way in. That's the way in. I don't understand. Well, keep on practicing, you'll understand. All right. So that's the first in my little tarot series of, layouts. Blessings. See you soon. Thanks for joining me. Bye.